How you doing, Livea? My name is Crem and I'm the Director of Fitness. And for today's workout, we are going to focus on the stomach, also known as the abs, aka tummy. The great thing about doing an ab workout is you really get to focus on these muscles here, and really working your ab muscles is great for not only toning and tightening, but also protecting the lower back and helping with great posture. So I really wanted to spend some time focusing on that with you today. As always, make sure that you listen to your body. If you have any injuries, always do what you feel that you can do. Work to your fitness level. And if this is your first time exercising, it's always a great idea to check with your physician first, just to make sure everything is okay and you can proceed. So before we get started, always have some water. It's a great idea to always stay hydrated, no matter what the activity is. So make sure you have some water handy. And as usual, we're going to loosen things up a little bit. So before we get into the abdominal or the stomach workout, we are going to loosen some things a little. So I just want to sort of move around my hips, kind of get my body just used to or getting in the groove of what I'm going to be doing for the day, and kind of get things a little bit loose. Since we are working the stomach, I want to make sure that I'm kind of stretching that area a little bit, giving me some length there, which is a really good idea. And the next side. Good. Stay nice and tall. Try not to lean forward. And here. Right? Next side. And I want to move my hips around a little bit too, which is always a great idea to kind of loosen up these muscles here. And I'm going to lean back a little bit. Just again, give me some length here. Stretch these muscles out. And perfect. So let's get started. You want to make sure when you're doing your ab exercises that you have an area that you feel comfortable with, something that's not going to hurt your back. So that's really important. And through this workout today, we're going to go do a bit of a progression. We're going to start with some ab exercises or some stomach exercises that are a little bit easier to give you something that you can modify if doing ab, or stomach exercises are a little bit tough for you. And then we'll sort of progress. We'll bring it up a little bit depending on your fitness level. So let's just get started. Let's get into it. Let's work the belly. All right, so again, picking an area that you feel really good about. And we're going to start with a crunch. A crunch is a really good exercise to work the stomach muscles. And even though you're going to feel it mostly right here in the upper part of the stomach, you're also going to involve the other areas here. So we're going to start with our knees bent. Hands are behind the head. You want to make sure that you are not clasping your fingers, because you don't want to put extra support, pressure on your neck. So I'm just going to rest my head in my hands. My shoulders are back, and I'm going to come up. And I'm squeezing my stomach muscles through the floor. That's what I want to think about. And down. And I want to make sure I keep a small space in between my chin and my chest. I don't want to do this, because when I do that, I'm getting a lot of tension in my neck, and that's no good. We don't want that. So we're going to go up and down. Up and down. And what I want to do is I want to make sure as I'm squeezing, I'm not holding my breath. Don't hold your breath. Oftentimes when we're doing ab exercises or stomach exercises, we tend to hold our breath and we get tired. So breathe. Think about breathing out through the mouth as you come up and through the nose as you come down. As far as speed, go to whatever you're comfortable with. Now, if you're someone who does not like to hold onto your head, you can definitely use your arms here. Up and down, just like so. And when you notice my head is hitting the mat, nice and easy. Or you can even have a towel behind your neck if you feel like the pressure is too much. Or you can cross in front of you. So there's different variations for that. And you should be feeling a little bit of a tightness build up. Okay? Now, I like to shoot for about 25 repetitions. But again, you do what's best for you. All right, so if you can do 10, 10's fantastic. If you can do 3, that's great too. If you want to do 30, that's just fine. So whatever works for you. So we're going to do about 5 more of these. 4, 3, 2, you got it. One more. Good. Excellent. You should feel a little bit of a burn there. That's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. So since we did that exercise that focused mostly on the upper part of the stomach, now we're going to do an exercise where you're going to feel a little bit more in the lower part. Okay, this is called a reverse crunch. So I'm gonna rest my shoulders down, head down. I can put my hands wherever I want. So I like to put mine here, and I'm gonna bend my knees. I wanna keep a nice 90-degree angle. And I'm gonna go down, putting my heels close to the floor, but I'm not gonna touch. And I'm gonna come up, and down, and up, and down, and up. And what I'm doing is I'm squeezing my stomach muscles, right? And I'm not holding my breath. I'm breathing. Now, if doing this exercise hurts your lower back, you definitely should support your lower back. So you can put your hands under here. That'll give you some support. You can also definitely vary how far you come down. So if you can only come here, that's fine. Just come to this range of motion. If you feel like going lower hurts your lower back. So always ways to modify an exercise. So up and down. Good. You might even feel this a little bit in your legs if your legs are tired too. Up and down. Good. And you can, if you wanted to take this up a notch, lift your hips off the mat just a little bit. Very normal if you want to do that. Just going to make it a little more advanced. Good. Up and down. Squeezing the stomach muscles. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Great. Good job. Okay, so you should be feeling that a little in the lower part of the stomach muscle. So now what we're going to do, since we worked on the upper part, lower part, let's get the sides in there, the love handles, right, as some of us call them. So let's get some of the sides involved there. So for this one, we're going to have our feet wide, okay, and wider than normal. So that way when you look out, you can see your heels. And this is basically called the heel touch. Now with this one, you can support your head with one hand, and this hand right here is going to be straight out, and I'm going to reach for that heel. My goal is to try to touch that heel. If you can't, remember, that's totally fine, but that's what we're aiming for. And I'm lifting my shoulder, this shoulder off the mat when I do it, and I'm coming back to the center. So I'm reaching, center, reaching, center, reach, center. So notice my shoulders are off the mat. My head is off the mat. And I'm reaching for that heel. Reach. Now again, if you're someone who prefers not to hold onto your head, that's fine. But just let your head just be supported with your hand. You should not feel tension in the neck if you're nailing this right. There we go. Just let it relax. And I'm squeezing the sides right here, nice and tight. And I want to come back to the center. I don't want to rock to the other side. Reach. Reach. There we go. Good. Reach. Good job. Keep the stomach tight. The whole part of the stomach. There you go. Now if your neck bothers you, you can definitely put that head down and still reach. But just make sure your neck stays in alignment with your spine. There we go. 5, 4, 3, 2 more. You got it, and 1. Okay, excellent. Next side, let's go. All right, here we go. Ready? And reach. Reach. Bend. Nice tight belly. Here we come. Good. 7. There we go. 10. Good. Let's do about 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, keep it nice and tight, and 1. Excellent. Good. You should be feeling a little something going on in your stomach, and that's normal. So that's a always a good thing is to make sure it's not about how many times you do the exercise, it's about how much you squeeze. So always keep that in mind when you think about doing your stomach, okay? Just think about how hard are you contracting or squeezing those muscles. Great. All right, so let's move on. Let's go on ahead and do a different exercise. Let's take up the fitness level a little bit, or the intensity level a little bit. So now we're going to work the upper part of the stomach and the lower part at the same time. So we're going to put both of those exercises that we did in the beginning together. All right, so knees are bent, hands behind our head, and we're going to, as we come up, our knees are going to come up. So up, down, up, down, up together, down together, up together, down together. So now, if it's too much to add these two things together, it's totally fine to separate them, right? To go back to here, right? So you could do that. Or you can go back to here, right? So you definitely can break this down if doing them together is a bit much for right now. And again, if you want to make it harder, bring those feet close to the floor. There you go. Good. And let's do 5 here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Yeah, you should be feeling some burning there, so that's good. All right, so catch your breath. Get some water if you need it. Always listen to your body, but you should be feeling some tightening going on in that stomach area, so that's good. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some leg raises. So we're going to have just the legs doing the job this time. So my legs are going to be straight, and just like before, my hands are going to be out to my sides, and I'm going to make sure, just so you can see me, I want to make sure you can see that my toes are pointed up towards the ceiling, okay? So they're going to be straight up in the air. Now, with this exercise, if your back bothers you, you definitely want to give yourself a little support there, which is a good thing. So we're going to raise the legs up, keep them pretty straight. You can have a little slight bend in the knees though, and then we're going to go ahead and put our hands back on, legs back down, and up. And as my legs move up and down, what I'm doing is squeezing my stomach muscles. There we go, good. And again, make sure you definitely listen to your body. So if going too low is a challenge, then maybe just go right here for now, okay? If keeping the legs straight is too much, bend them more. So whatever you need to do, up and down. Good. Keep that head relaxed, that shoulders relaxed, stomach tight, and lift it. Lift. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, come on, one more, and up. Nice. Oh yeah, there's some good burn in there. That's some good burn in there. Excellent. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some twists, okay? So we want to get the sides involved with this one. So I'm going to face you this way just so you can really get a good idea of what you can see here. And you can do this with your feet on the ground like so, or if you want to take it up a notch, you can elevate it. All right, but we're going to start with our feet here. What I want to do is I'm going to have my arms slightly bent, and I'm leaning back. So as you can see here, I'm not all the way up, I'm leaning back. Now this is a tough exercise to do if you have lower back pain, okay? So if you are someone who suffers from lower back pain, you're gonna wanna make sure that you see what feels good for you, but this is definitely one that can be a little bit tough if you are someone who suffers from lower back pain, so just a little FYI with that one. So I'm leaning back. My hands are here. Doesn't matter where you put your hands. Okay, I prefer to like mine here. And I'm just going to twist. Twist. Right and left. And it's important to make sure as you twist, it's not about twisting the arms. So I'm not just doing this. It's about the waist. So my arms should go no further than my waist can go. So it moves as a unit. There we go. Unit. Twist. 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 There we go. And what I'm looking for is right there. And you're probably feeling it all over the stomach by now, because we've been working the stomach. So twist, 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 twist. And again, if you want to take it up a notch and have your feet up and you're feeling good about it, do that. But you can keep your feet down and you can even put your feet flat. So again, definitely you can variations, modify, twist, twist, 5, 4, 3, 2, you got it, one more. Excellent. Good job. Way to go. Way to go. Get some water if you need it. Definitely stay hydrated. Okay. All right, so the next one I want to show you is a plank. A plank is a great exercise to do for the stomach and for the lower back area, okay? So there's some ways to modify this one too, so I want to share that with you. So, generally speaking, with a plank, we're going to be on our elbows and our toes, okay? So I'm going to show you that first. And what you want to make sure you do is to keep a flat back. So as I'm here, I want to keep my back flat. What I want to try to avoid doing is this. Now, until you get stronger in the stomach area, the core area, okay, which is here, you may have to keep your rear end up high, and that's okay. It's about doing what you can, but the goal ultimately is to have that body in a flat plane. Now, if being on your toes is too much, you can absolutely do this on your knees. So you just want to give yourself some length, feet up, and I want to hold that. Simple, right? Just kind of hold in this position. No big deal. So I'm just going to hold it, and I want to stay as low to the floor as I can. And I want to breathe. Don't hold your breath when you do planks. Okay? Definitely breathe. I always like to say go to a happy place. So just kind of relax a little bit. If you're on your toes, same thing. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Keep it nice and low. Excellent. Good. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Good job. Good. All right. So, definitely get in here, for sure. So the last app or stomach exercise or core exercise, there's so many different ways to call it, that I want to show you is we're going to do a plank with the knees in. So this is definitely one that's going to be a little bit more on the advanced side of things, okay? So if you just want to challenge yourself to see if you can do it, it's a great exercise. So I'm going to have my elbows on the mat again. And this one you can also modify as well. So again, ways to vary it. So I'm going to start here, have a flat plank, and I'm going to bring my knee into my elbow and alternate. Knee into the elbow. Squeezing my stomach. Now, if doing that is tough, you can drop down to the knees. Same thing. Yes. And I want my body low to the ground. And I don't want to drag my knee on the floor. Good job. 4 more of these. 3, 2, I know you're feeling it. Me too. 1 more. Good. Nice. Excellent. Way to go. You did fantastic. So I know doing core or stomach or ab exercises can be tough, but again, if you really want to work on toning and tightening this area and just building up strength, incorporating ab exercises is always a great thing to do. So as usual, if you have any questions about any of the exercises that you saw today or any of the exercises that are part of the Get Up and Move program, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm at fitness@livea.com. I'd love to hear from you and answer your questions. So you have a fantastic day out there, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.